Okay, this is brief how the keyboard is laid out and what the notes are called. And you should have your paper keyboard, the whiteboard version of it, or a real piano, which I've got one right down here. But and you should be doing this along with me. So we learned in other videos from working on triads and also just our singing at the very beginning that the notes that we use are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. And the keyboard is no different than that, has the notes on it. Thankfully, or at least, not about thankfully, but happily to begin with, to make it easy, the white keys all right here are the names of the notes. And it's like A, so that one will be B, and as we go this direction, they get higher. C, D, E, F, G, and then it goes A again, and B again, and C again, and D again, and so on. And if we go that way, we just start going back through the alphabet. G expires back to there, and F, and E, and D, and C, and so on. There's a lot of octaves on a real piano. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and so on, right? This way through the alphabet gets higher, that way gets lower. That's great. I have taught you everything you need to know about keyboards except how to get to the black notes, except it's not really usable for you yet until you get good at that. And good at that means you can look at any key and tell us what it is without thinking very hard about it or counting from anywhere else. And also, playing them if or like, sorry, um, saying I need this note and finding it there. Of course, playing is a different skill. So what we're going to do for you now is give you a couple anchor notes to think about, to memorize first, and then you'll have a series of exercises, of course, that will go there. My wife is a music teacher and a pianist, and when she starts, adults or kids, it doesn't matter, she starts with the layout of the keyboard and she says, can you find me two black notes that are alone, right? And they'll say, well, there's one right there. Can you find me another two? And you should be doing this with your keyboard too, that you have two there, and there's another two there, and yours might be laid out with not quite as many, but it goes on as much as you can. And then she'd say, can you find a group of three black notes? And there's some right there, and another set of three black notes right there. And then she says, okay. And on a piano, these are raised up above the key a little bit. And she says, I want you to imagine that the two black notes make a doghouse like this. Okay? And she says, what lives in the doghouse? And it's D for dog, right? One time she had a little girl say something along the lines of, when she said, what lives in the doghouse? And the little girl got all like serious and said, my mama said that my dad forgot the anniversary and he's in the doghouse. And that was adorable, of course. But dad or dog, it still fits. Okay? So that means that here is another doghouse or dad house. That's another D. And that's another D. And you should take a moment on your paper keyboard, or if you have a real keyboard that you're working at, and find all the D's. They're the middle note in the groups of two black notes. And then if you know that, then you know that the one before is a C and the one after it's an E, and so on. But I would like there'll be some where you fill them out and go back and forth, and that's fine. The problem is that develops the habit of counting up. Like if I said to you, where's a G? You'd be like, well, let's see, here's my D, and then there's my E and my F, and here's my G right there. But what you want to do is you want to confront the world like an adult doing stairs with children. When you do stairs with children, they have so much energy. They can just go up and down them all day long, and it's just miserable. I wish I had that kind of metabolism. But then they crash at the end of the day. So that's parenting strategy right there. Take them outside, do stairs, count the stairs, sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, those kind of things as you go up and down, again and again and again and again. However, when they go up one stair, you go up two stairs. right? So you can stay up with them. They can never actually beat you until you run out of energy, right? And then when they go up to the next stair right there, you go to the next stair. And I want you to think about this like triads. You should know, if you've done the triad work, that D chords are DFA, DFA, right? And you know that you take every other note. So you'd take not the D, E, but you go to the F, and not the G, but the A. So when you start to look at this keyboard here, don't just think of individual notes. Start going like, aha. So if this is a D, that means that's a C. That means I go C, E, G, keg, 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 because you don't use the two notes in there. Ignore the black notes. We'll get to them later. They are important, but they're not the name notes, right? If I said to you, where's a B? Well, you could say, there's my D, so there's my E, and then you go E, G, B, Egbert. Skip every other one and you can get to there, right? So don't just count these one at a time. I mean, the goal eventually is you don't have to do anything. You just know what every note is and where it is. But in the short term, reinforce your triad spelling, reinforce locations of patterns on the keyboard, and jump a stair every time you have to get someplace. And that will be true later when we get to reading notes on the page, right? We'll skip every other one and be able to count quickly until we just know where notes are. Okay, in summary, white notes are the notes that we've been using, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This way is higher through the alphabet. Going back through the alphabet is lower. Anywhere you have a two black notes is a doghouse. The note that lives inside them is the D. And then you can fan out in either direction going backwards, C, right? And then B, and then A, and then G, and so on, and E, and then F, and so on. But since you already know triads, or you soon will know triads, or this will help you know triads, consider actually fingering these, right? And C, E, G, or D, F, A, and practicing that way. And then try them backwards as well, because we need to know our triads backwards, not just C, E, G, but G, E, C, C, E, G. Okay? You will get some assignments and things that will help you get better at that. This class is not about turning you into a great pianist. We're going to turn you into a decent ukulele player, and you're going to know the piano because it will be helpful for lots of things and give you a leg up wherever you go musically. Of course, you can practice piano on your own if you like, and I highly encourage you to do so. All right, there you go.